the barbecue ninja.
Man, I tell you what, Big Jim, it is a pleasure to be cooking. Excited.
I'm just here to hold stuff for you.
No way, man. Because I tell you what, when you walked up with those tomahawk steaks, you brought the show, buddy.
These are weapons.
Well, I can tell you what, they're a weapon from my belly. That's for sure.
They're gonna be good.
Oh, there is no doubt about that.
So what we did is we put them on the smoker for about an hour and change with some hickory wood, 250, 275, salt, pepper, granulated garlic, granulated onion, a little olive oil to coat them. You see how they look?
Oh, man.
They're pretty.
That is beautiful.
So what we're going to do now, we've got our grill up about 425. Now these are certified Angus beef brand tomahawk steaks.
Absolutely beautiful.
They weigh probably 3 pounds a piece. As you can see, they're not.
Oh, look at the, I can drink that juice.
Yeah, we're saving that. We're going to use that.
For me to bathe in tonight?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, later.
Perfect.
Later. So
Well,
we also.
you're reverse searing this, which reverse sear has become an awesome method that a lot of people are going to. Just kind of explain that a little bit.
So I wasn't necessarily a big fan of reverse sear.
Yeah,
I like to get a piece of raw meat and just drop it on the fire.
Right.
But I tried a little bit earlier last year. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's a little different, but it provides a couple of different layers of flavor.
Right.
And I'm all about layering that flavor.
Exactly.
You want to layer. Anytime you can layer flavors, there's a few things. Your charcoal, your wood, your salt, your pepper, and then that beef.
Yeah.
That beef is going to talk to you.
Well, the reverse sear, what I really like about it and why I started doing it, and the first time I ever did it, what really attracted to me is you're infusing that smoke on there. And that's, I mean, you get wonderful charcoal flavor when you go straight on there, but you don't get that wood on a steak like you do with the reverse sear. And that's a whole nother layer.
It's another layer.
That's another layer, and it is awesome.
And we're going to serve these with some roasted potatoes that we roasted in this cast iron skillet. And it's really hot since I just took it off.
Come on, man.
So we're going to finish these with a little flake salt, some herbs, which will be thyme, oregano, basil, and then we have something here that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
This is duck fat.
I'm going to put a little behind my ear.
Just put a little behind your ear.
Yeah.
And we're going to toss that around. We're going to slice these. So what we're going to do right now, because we've got a really good hot fire, we're going to throw these on. The good news is this will take very little time. And when we take them off, we can immediately cut them. They don't need to rest. They've already been through the process. They're basically 110 degrees internal.
Yeah.
So you can put a thermometer in them and monitor them as you cook them. But technically,
You use the touch method.
I just use my finger.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of bad or whatever, but most time I use the tongs. But the good thing about tomahawk ribeyes, you don't really need a tong. It's got a built-in handle.
Oh, man.
So we're going to throw these on.
One of those
You
handles
see we got a
for
really
use
good
now.
hot smoking fire. And our video person's going to roll up in here.
Hold those. Just
Let's show you these things.
Can you look at that?
That's just happiness right there.
That'd win the Miss USA pageant right there.
I'm going to just cross that one just for fun.
You know, a lot of people talk about smell-o-vision, and if whoever discovers how or invents how to have smell-o-vision,
It will not take a whole lot of time.
is going to be a quadrillion.
I'm probably going to go about a minute and a half on each side. I'm going to pull this down. We're going to crack it open, get a little more fire going.
That Primo grill is,
Right, yeah. And
is
your ceramic cookers, if it's a Primo or even it's a Green Egg or Kamado Joe or, I don't know, there's a couple of them out.
yeah, ceramic.
Those things will get really hot and they'll hold that heat. But you can get that fire on another, lots of other grills will get that heat too.
Yeah, it will.
But that lump charcoal is where the number is. That lump charcoal will get really hot. And it'll get really hot really fast. And for what we're doing, that's about all you need.
Yep. And you don't need a lot, you know, especially with these ceramic grills. You know, they're so efficient.
2 or 3 handfuls is all you need.
And it'll get so hot so fast. And if you're going hot and fast, man, bam! It takes no time.
When you're done, shut that thing down. It's out. You're done.
It's out. And you can actually, whatever's left over in the grill, you can add just a little bit more. Use what's left in there.
Look at that. Look at that sear right there. See that fat? Look at that.
Folks,
if you don't like this, turn your thing, change your channel, do whatever. Go get some, I don't know, soy something or no. I don't know.
I mean, I think the people probably can hear my saliva glands working right now.
Craig's telling me to pull them now, but we're going to wait a couple more minutes.
I like a very rare steak.
We're just going to let it get going here, close it down for another 30, 45 seconds. Then we're going to pull them off.
And that's a good thing about that reverse sear also is you're right there at just being done. I mean, it's just
it's ready to go. So
it's ready.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to change my glove here.
Yeah, because that big hand popped
that
out
bone
there.
Just destroyed that glove.
But your potatoes, man. I mean, the aromatics in there. I mean, it just smells.
So what I do is I like to cut those the day before and soak them in water. And that helps pull that starch out, gives it a nice little better texture on the outside. So I'm going to toss these herbs on there, and you talking about smell-o-vision right now.
Oh.
And then I'm just going to put a little of this duck fat on there.
No, you're not.
Just a little. Well, a little more.
Oh. Big Jim.
Let me get the tongs.
You're one dirty man.
And these are not things you're going to eat daily, but if you're going to have a big steak and you're going to have that, add some flavor to it. You know, don't mess around with it. Put the flavor on it. Just grab you one of those and taste it. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. Only the problem with that is only got one.
Right. Well, you can get some more in a minute. We're gonna hook you off. So I feel really good about that right there.
Oh. Is it okay for me to cry on Facebook Live?
Look at that. Look at that. Now look, folks, you can go to a really good steakhouse and buy that. That's about a $90 steak. I don't know where you go to get that at Bones or where do you go to get that, Neil?
I think Bones will have it.
Bones will have it. It's about $90. That's just the steak. That's not the potatoes. I think they charge you $10 for the potatoes. Not so much.
That is beautiful.
So I think we're going to cut. I think we're going to cut this one. I like the looks. Yeah, I got one over here. I like that one right there.
Can you talk about the difference between a sear and a reverse sear and how it makes steak turn out?
I mean, we're just the regular sear. You're going to go and the steak is really thick, so you're going to have to kind of pull it off the fire a little bit and let it finish just off the heat. When it's that big, so you're not. I like it rare in the middle, so it won't affect me as much. But when you reverse sear, you got a chance to get it a little more cooked. So you're basically cooking it, and then you're going to hit it with that heat. So
you get that smoke in there.
right. Our sales guy Scott's here. He loves to do it. It gives him time to play with his kids when he gets home. He says it's his favorite way to do it. I like it a lot. I wasn't a big fan, but when I have time, I'll do it. Most times, man, I'm throwing it on the fire. I love the fire. I love to just grill. I love to do it. So let's.
When you start out with meat that good, that certified Angus beef, you know, really, there's 2 ways you can run it: cook it too long and not eat it. That's the only 2 ways you can run it.
Well, there ain't no way.
Yeah,
I ain't cooking it too long. There's just no.
Well,
So my favorite thing, just follow the bone.
You know I'm your taste tester.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can check that. Look.
Yeah, we'll save that for Scott.
Yeah.
He's going to know on that for sure.
He's going to be a little rare right by the bone, but that's okay. So now what you have is you have your basic ribeye without the hammer handle. So, and your cap. And so all I'm going to do And you can see that pretty smoke color. Look at this. You see that? You're getting that red from the smoke, but you're also getting that. So people who have that, I don't want it medium rare, whatever.
How'd they say it?
You know how they do. They're so scared of it. A friend of mine, he's from he's just like, I can't do it. I can't. You eat a steak well done for years. And I'm like, if you'll just taste this, brother. And he was 30-something years old. And I had him just try a bite of it. And from then on out, he was eating a steak medium and medium rare.
Well, I'm ready to try a piece.
Why don't you tell me which one you want? How about that right there? And I'm going to cut this. So, man.
That's fantastic, man.
I'll tell you what.
The smoke is, I mean,
If
really,
you just want to act. So this is flake salt. Doesn't really need it, but I think Scott's going to slide in here, and Jim, they're going to want a little piece of this. So I'm going to cut them a couple pieces. Don't be afraid, fellas. Come on in here. Come on, Jim.
I'm coming in.
Yeah, come on.
I'm deep diving.
There you go. Neil, come on.
Oh, wow.
Neil's
Everybody in
vegetarian.
the pool.
God.
Man, that guy, you ever seen him eat?
Oh my God.
Can we come in for a second?
Yeah. Just I got the knives down. You're good. You're safe.
Jim, do you ever put sauce on it? Wow.
Neil, go sit down. Do you ever put sauce on it? No. Does it need sauce? It does not need sauce. And you see there's very little juice on the board, but you see there is a ton of juice in that meat. And I'm not one for squeezing that meat, but you can see that it is just straight up glistening. So you see you can cut it immediately after taking it off.
Spectacular.
And we can, let's just make this
Yeah, you stack 'em
a festival
on the knee.
of happiness with some duck fat in there.
All right, now you got the back of the.
Oh, yeah. Now everybody's moving forward. Dave,
Come on, guys.
Dave, you ready? Come on.
So realistically,
Jim, do you ever use finishing butter?
I do on cuts that don't have as much fat in them. So if you cook a sirloin or if you cook something that doesn't have the fat content, I'll make a compound butter with garlic, some onions in it, stuff like that. But, fillets, you can do it. Filet doesn't have much fat on it, but these are all, this right here does not need anything
You wouldn't need.
besides us eating it.
It needs some teeth. That's exactly what
And it don't need a whole lot of teeth because it's a pretty tender piece of meat there.
tender as a baby's heart.
Yeah. So you see that's very simple. There's salt, pepper, granulated garlic, and granulated onion. It took us a total of an hour and change to smoke it. And what?
No starting rub. About how hot was it when you were smoking? No starting
Rub?
rub. Yeah.
Yeah, it was salt, pepper, granulated garlic, and granulated onion. That was it. So we smoked it for an hour while we were sitting around here doing what we were doing. In, 4 minutes?
Yeah. He asked what temperature did you smoke it at?
It was about 275 maybe.
275.
We put two big chunks of hickory in there.
Yeah.
And that was it. And you can use whatever wood you want to use. I usually use cherry, but we had hickory here, so that's what we used.
If you want to go a little milder wood, you can use apple or
Pecan or any. Nah.
pick it up. Pecan.
But you see, it's just sitting there, and it is glistening with moisture and juice. Now, there's a couple of, it's a certified Angus beef brand piece of meat. It's a good quality, high quality piece of meat, and the reverse sear. Look at that. It's just.
And the quality of the meat starting out. I got a lot of people that ask me, is that very important?
That's the number one thing.
It's
If
so
you
important.
start with the better piece of meat, you're 50% ahead of everybody just to boot.
Right.
You can't go wrong there.
And you look at even competition barbecue, people that are competing in brisket, they're not starting out with a select brisket. They're starting out with a Wagyu brisket because of the quality of meat. And the flavor they're going to get from that particular meat is why they start with it.
You're way ahead of everybody else. This is just I have bought hundreds of these from Buckhead beef. I have not had one that was not of this quality yet. I mean, they're just,
Right.
you know, look, you pay for the bone or whatever. And
Yeah.
I just say, what? Whatever.
But it's like
I mean,
anything else. Any meat. That's
somebody
close to the
will
bone,
grab a
like-
hold of this when I'm not looking and walk around this pavilion and start chewing on it. Because there is some happiness right there. So you can't go wrong there. This is an easy technique. If you have a pellet smoker, you can start it on the pellet smoker and then finish it on your grill. If you have a pellet smoker that has a grilling feature, you can do the same thing. We prefer you use a charcoal grill, but that's
Use Royal Oak charcoal.
in Royal Oak charcoal.
Lump.
Lump. So if you need to, go to royaloak.com for the recipe, tips for everything you need to do. Check out the Ninja page. Check out my page, bareknucklesbarbecue.com.
And we do have a YouTube page set up with Royal Oak that has many, many recipes on it. It is a wonderful resource to go to for, it doesn't matter what it is. We have everything from steak to baking desserts on a grill. We've got, it's wild game. We have just a huge data bank of recipes on our YouTube
But hey,
page.
the next one, spinalis and center cut ribeyes coming up will be the next
How
one we do.
thick were the ribeyes? How thick were the tomahawks?
There you go.
Couple inch and a half, 2 inches. This one's pretty big though.
Look at this.
Inch and a half. Look at the juice coming off of there. I don't want to waste that. So, yeah. Keep an eye out. We're going to post the recipes and the prep. We're going to do the prep and show everybody how to break down the whole ribeye to get the spinalis. So, be on the lookout for that.
That's going to be special.
It's going to be fun. We're
Thank you.
good.
Appreciate you showing up.
Thanks.